Hello, Chucky. Look at us. Don't you see? We belong together.
Hello, but you're watching the Hunt channel, and in today's video I'm doing an unboxing and review of the Home Depot 2025 animated Tiffany doll from Chucky. Now if you've not seen my previous video, I recommend you go check it out because I just unboxed the scarred Chucky doll that came out with this one. So yeah, I recommend going and seeing that first if you haven't yet. But anyways, I got this one with Chucky back in October, and I'm glad that we finally got a life-size animatronic of Tiffany. Because she goes good with Chucky. Anyways, let's go ahead and unbox her. See, and I have seen her in the stores as well, and she is pretty cool. So glad to have both of them. Let's see what I can get out first. Right off the bat, we have the base. Funny, I guess it kind of depends which way you open it, because you can open it on either side of the box. Here's her dress. Instructions, but I probably won't be needing these. Her knife hand. And then her regular hand. Here we have her mechanism, and her chest piece is already attached to that. Her jacket's in here. Poles. Right here, we have her head. One boot. And the other. And then we have her adapter. And it looks like it's it. So I will go ahead and lay out all the parts the best I can so we can go and see an in-depth view of everything that she includes. Alright, so here's a look of her parts outside the box all laid out. Starting off with her head. Looks pretty good. We got her base there. Adapter in this box. We got her boots there. Here's our arms. Her mechanism with her chest piece attached. Of course, you got the Chucky tattoo there. 2 leg pulls. Her leather jacket. And her dress. So, should be a very simple setup. So I'll get back to you when she's all put together. So here she is all set up, and she looks great, just like Chucky. They'll make a great pair for sure. Now before I demo her, I'll just show you the box quickly. Pretty similar to how Chucky's is, you know, the black box, you have the photo. Of course, this 3.5 foot animated Tiffany Valentine doll. Got the Chucky graphic right there. So it's pretty much like Chucky's, you know, same writing and everything. Box size is roughly the same, except I feel like hers, I think hers is, yeah, hers is a little bit taller than Chucky's. I feel like it's mainly because, you know, you have the extra chest piece that Chucky doesn't have. So, you know, it's a bit more space for that. But, you know, it's still a good sized box. It's not that big. You can open it from either side, just like Chucky's. Here's the back of the box. And yeah, just like Chucky's, nothing really at the bottom besides like the QR code mainly, or the scan code for Chucky. Yeah, that's the box. So now I'll go ahead and demo her. I think she has 5 phrases. In Chucky's, I thought he had 3, but he actually had 5, I forgot. I'm pretty sure she has 5 phrases just like Chucky. Another 2024 Chucky had 3 phrases, but let's demo her and find out just exactly how much phrases she has, because I don't remember on the top of my head, but yeah, we'll go plug her in and see her animation and everything. Alright, I'll go ahead and flip the switch.
super glued onto your hand or what? Oh, Chucky, look at us. Don't you see? We belong there. I love you, Chucky. See, now that's the work of a true homicidal genius. I believe we've already met, haven't we, sweet face?
Alright, so this she was in action. So she does speak 5 phrases just like Chucky. And yeah, I think the phrases that they chose were pretty good. Of course, we heard them on other Tiffany items too, like the talking dolls at Spirit. But some of them, you know, you don't really hear often on animatronics that we do get of her, even if it's not much. But overall, I think the phrase choice was very good on this one. And she's pretty cool. I know a lot of people don't really like the background music, but for me personally, I don't really mind it. I mean, yeah, I could do without it, but I don't think it's necessarily bad, so I don't really mind it. But yeah, she's pretty cool overall. Luckily, she has a long adapter, which is perfect, because then, you know, you could put her somewhat away from an outlet if you don't have one relatively close to where you want to put her if you were to use her in the display. Like I said in Chucky's video, these are more of collector's pieces for me. I don't really use licensed stuff for my display. I think they're just cool to have as collectibles. But yeah, I will say the detail on her is pretty good. Starting with the face, the hair is pretty accurate, the way it's dyed and everything. Face detail's pretty much there. The eyes are pretty realistic as well. Of course, I mentioned this, you got the Chucky tattoo right there, and then you have her choker right there. The one thing they could have added that they didn't was the Tiff necklace that she wears in the movies. I feel like they didn't include that just because it probably would have got stuck in the motor there, which I can see. Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool, but I guess, you know, just so it didn't get caught in there, that's probably why they didn't include it, I'm assuming. But that's like the thing it's missing. But it's still fine as is, of course. I know a lot of people aren't really a fan of this, but, you know, there's only so much you can do when you want to have a chess piece like this and have the head turn. So, I don't know, it's not really done horribly, but I don't know, like they probably couldn't have done it much better, so that's what they had to do. So, but you know, if we get all the animation, all the servos and everything, then I'll take it. You know, it definitely could be worse. We got our dress there, it's pretty detailed. Of course, earlier I mentioned that the jacket and the dress are 2 separate clothing pieces. Her nails are painted pretty good, as they are in the movie. She's got a knife here. This one is in the right hand, unlike Chucky. We got our boots right there. Not too much to them, but you know, they get the job done. And yeah, you know, not exactly height accurate as in the movie, but it's still pretty good for what it is, you know, for an Halloween animatronic, and it has a lot of animation. So I don't mind it. But yeah, she does have a lot of animation, as you can see. So her eyes, the eyelids open and close, they blink, the eyes move around. Mouth moves, the head turns using servo motors, body turns, and the knife arm raises. This one does not have a motor in the wrist like Chucky. So, but it's still, you know, it has good animation as is. It doesn't really need to have that. This one's the foam for the arm actually all the way goes all the way to the wrist, unlike Chucky's. And it goes to this one too. Definitely think that Chucky's, at least for the static arm on his, the foam, as I mentioned in his video, could have gone to the wrist, but it doesn't for some reason. Not a big deal though. Of course, she has her IR sensor there, which is great because, you know, IR sensors can activate pretty good in the dark and everything. So, as most props have nowadays, of course. She's also made of very good materials too. Her face is a silicone, just like the Chucky's, which is great. No latex, no dry rot. Her chest is plastic, and that's already attached to the mechanism as we went over before. And then hands with the knife, both hands, and both boots are all plastic as well. And they're not a sheet plastic either, so it's not like they're gonna break easily. Her setup isn't too bad either. It's pretty simple. You don't really need instructions, but I'll just do a quick rundown of how you set her up. So you slide the poles into the base, snap lock them in. You slide the boots over after that. Then you can put her dress on, put the jacket over, then you can slide the arms in, and then you can connect the head. Now the interesting thing about her is that unlike Chucky, she doesn't have any cotter pins for the head or the arms, which is kind of interesting that they would do it on Chucky but not her. You would think they would do the same. And I checked when I was setting her up, the prongs to connect the head and the arms don't even have a slot if you wanted to insert your own. So it's kind of interesting why they chose to do it to one but not the other. But regardless, you know, it's fine. She's still pretty sturdy. The head shouldn't go anywhere much as you put it in the slot. And also, I know Chucky had the padding for the legs, but she doesn't really need it because, you know, the dress pretty much gives her form, so it wasn't necessary on her as much as it was on Chucky. But yeah, that was pretty much how you set her up. It is very simple, and you just connect wires, adapter. Pretty much the same goes for Chucky. But her setup's a little quicker than Chucky's just because you don't have the whole knife hand needing to be attached to wires or any of the cotter pins. But yeah, so she is a very simple setup. But yeah, I'll show you the back of her quickly so you can see her mechanism. Alright, so unlike Chucky, her clothing has Velcro straps. His was a zipper, and you gotta lift the jacket out of the way to access the back. But yeah, it has the usual, the volume control, same modes with sensor, off, and step and try me. Whereas it has the included 5.9 volt adapter, which I mentioned is very long in length, which is great. And then yeah, most of these harnesses are connected. The main ones you have to connect are just the sensor and the head. You can see her motors and stuff a bit in there. Pretty simple, but yeah, that's basically her module there. So overall, I think she's great and she's done very well. I don't really have any flaws with her at all. I think she's done pretty good. I think the only flaw, which is not a big deal to me at all, would be this part right here with the neck. But as I mentioned, you know, it's fine. You know, there's not much they could do about that with making the head turn and everything. So it doesn't really bother me too much. I know it does for other people, but personally not me. And yeah, so she retailed for, I believe, $230, which was the same as Chucky, the scarred one. And then it went down later in the season because they had so much inventory, of course, and that's why they had a lot left over, like right around up until Halloween. So she wasn't really a bad seller, I don't think. It's just that they had so much stock, so more than people would want, so that's why they had so much. I don't know if she'll return to Home Depot, but I do know that Halloween Costumes is supposedly getting her in, so that'll be interesting to see. I believe it's on the site now, but I don't think it's ready to be purchased. But it is interesting to see her being sold somewhere else along with both versions of Chucky. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much all I gotta say about her. I'm really glad to have her to go with new Chucky. And I do recommend, so yeah, that has been the Tiffany animatronic. And if I haven't mentioned already, she is made by Seasonal Visions, of course. But yeah, that has been the Tiffany doll animatronic from Home Depot. So that's really all I gotta say about her. See you guys next time. Bye.